Together, we're going to make a plan of how to make £5,000 a month through property. No fluff, no get-rich-quick schemes, just a real plan that works. So we're going to use a simple formula of 5,000 a month. So the target is 5k net cash flow. How many deals do you need? Well, 5 Airbnbs or Booking.com or holiday stay service accommodation units are going to bring in 1,000 a month profit each, so £5,000. 7 high cash flowing HMOs at £700 profit each, 5k a month, or 20 buy-to-lets at 250 a month each net profit, £5,000. Or deal packaging, selling one deal a month is going to get you this 5k. So let's break this down into a step-by-step guide. First of all, pick your model, and this is going to be really based on your starting capital and your skills. For example, if you've got low money and you are entry-level skill, start with deal packaging. I'm telling you to start with deal packaging. Not HMOs, not service accommodation. Even if they're rent HMO and rent service accommodation, they are not entry level. If you've got some money and some experience, maybe you're going to look at service accommodations, HMOs, and if you're looking for that short-term wealth rather than capital growth, that's going to be really good for you. If you've got that longer term strategy, but you are looking to build your net wealth, i.e. I want to be a millionaire, I'm not trying to quit my job on the money that I've got, then building a buy-to-let, boring, vanilla buy-to-let property is going to be perfect for you. Think of this as a matrix of a skill level and a financial level. If you think low skill, and what I mean, not you're a skilled individual, experience level, low experience, low money, deal packaging. If you've got higher experience, low money, then rent to SA, rent to rents will be good for you on a HMO basis. If you've got higher money and you've got a longer term net wealth outlook, that's going to be boring vanilla buy-to-lets. If you've got higher money, higher skill level, and you've got the time to do it, things like HMOs and service accommodation. Now that we know what we're looking for, how do we find these right deals? Well, the obvious one is going to be using Rightmove and Zoopla, right? Rightmove, Zoopla on the market. They're there, and on one hand, yes, you should be using them. Estate agents represent around 88% of the market, but I prefer to build proactive relationships with 3 to 5 local agents where we can really build that and get people coming in. The best way of doing it, in my experience, are direct-to-vendor strategies. So these are going to be, how do you get in front of the right people? So you can go to small letting agents that will put you in touch with people looking to sell. You could do direct-to-vendor ads. My favorite are Facebook ads, and I spend about $30,000 a month on that. You don't need to do it. And I really like to target high-value areas, great capital growth areas, great yield areas, because I'm looking to increase my long-term wealth rather than make the short-term cash flow. If you're looking into these, just make sure that you're doing your checks for demand on SAs and HMOs before you go all in. And that's where Rent 2 can be really good, even if you have got the money, because you're testing actual reality of the market. Once we've secured the property, you need to think about how you're doing it. It's either going to be with cash, bridging, mortgage, or something creative. For a majority of us, this is going to be based on experience level. If you've got a couple of properties, buying bridging, refinancing out to a mortgage, or you've got supportive partners that have experience around you, that's going to be really good. If you don't have a lot of money, then maybe doing an option or a rent-to-rent contract is going to be really powerful. But ultimately, the aim, if you're really scaling as a property entrepreneur, even if it's building your portfolio, is to leverage OPM. This is other people's money, joint ventures, loan partners, private investors to scale quickly and safely. And that is absolutely key. Now that you've nailed your strategy, and I know this is high level, now you've nailed your strategic approach of how you're going to get these properties and how you're buying them, controlling them, bridging, cash, mortgage, lease option, whatever it is, now it's time to systemize and scale up. So for service accommodation, you want to be using booking platforms, some AI functions, a local place such as an off license where people could get their keys from a lockbox, and virtual assistant management. You can outsource a lot of this once you've got it up and running. For HMOs, you need specialized letting agents. Do not go with a letting agent that goes, yeah, we'll manage that. We usually do buy-to-lets. No, HMO letting agents that specialize in the area and pay well for them. Trust me, price is what you pay, value is what you get with a local letting agent. And you want to do strong tenant vetting. Really important that you do even more vetting of tenants with HMOs, because there's 5 people, 6 people, 7 people in the property. And you can get a strong payer, but if they're the wrong personality type that's matching with everyone else, a lot of people will end up leaving. For deal packaging, build your investor list. This is all about creating a brand out there, and it can be a personal brand or a business brand, and there's several ways of doing that. But what you can do is you can build your investor list. I use YouTube a lot for that if you watch some of my other videos, but you don't need to do a YouTube channel. It could be blogs, it could be emails, you could put an ad out. Consistency is key. Once you've got your investors, you just spend the time finding great opportunities for them. And I love working with our investors, adding value and making money together. The 5K plan in action. Here's the reality. A lot of gurus out there just bullshit about the timelines, thinking, quit your job in 30 days and this is how it's going to happen. It's like, no. Think of this as you are building a building. Month 1 to 3, so this is Q1, the first quarter of you getting in. It's building the foundations. We're trying to build this building right now, but if we're building a skyscraper, where do we start? In the ground. So these are digging the foundations, getting your education, getting your mentor in place, whether that's me or someone else, by the way, nailing down what your strategy is. What's your marketing strategy? Who are you looking to attract? How do you attract them and how do you convert them? Dig, 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 dig. This is the hardest part, and most people give up actually during this period. And the reason for that is because everyone around them can't see what you're trying to achieve, because you haven't actually got the physical digging in the ground. It's all in here, it's all in your actions, and it's the secret success of the millionaires. So do not give up in this period. Month 4 to 5, I should say, Q2, this is where we start actually making some money and start scaling up, completing the first deal or two, and starting to get, yes, money in the bank, but it's really about proof of concept and all of the challenges. So this is where the bottlenecks, the breakages all happen. And all you should do is roll with the punches, deal with the punches, get the solutions, and then document it, write it. How do I approach it next time? And so that in Q3, which is month 7, 8, and 9, you start getting consistency in place. So maybe now you're building up to a couple of deals a month, building up. So in deal packaging, you're aiming to get your first 10K month here. In others, it might be you're trying to add 1 to the portfolio in that quarter. For some, it will be 1 a month, okay? So you're starting to do this. And then Q4, month 10 to 12, this is scaling up time. This is where it gets really exciting. And actually, most people screw up the first 9 months, so they never get to this point. This is where you can just start spending more money on ads. i.e., you put money into marketing, more people are attracted to you, and they're in your system now. They're in your ecosystem. And the reality is, when you've got an ecosystem that when a lead comes to the front door and knocks, you can monetize and monetize. And so this is called ROAS, return on ad spend. If I spend £1,000 and I make £10,000, I want to spend more money. I want to put that 10 grand in, right? And then eventually I can't spend anymore because I've got operational problems. That's where we want to get to. The biggest problem is you've got people trying to design their penthouse and the furniture that goes in it before they've even got a spade in the ground, all right? So you want to get this right. And often people really fail because they're not willing to invest in themselves, which baffles me. You expect people to invest in you to scale your portfolio, but you won't even invest in yourself. Number 2 problem is they don't work with people that have already done it before. And number 3 problem is they don't get a roadmap designed out for them. So here's how I want to help you. So yes, we've got paid for programs. It's called EPTA, the Elite Property Trading Academy, and it is a 12-week program. But what I'd like to do is book in a free one-to-one strategy session with you. So put education in the comments, and I'll put a link in the description and pin it to the top as well. Click on there, fill in your details, and book in a completely free one-to-one strategy session, and we're going to build that roadmap out. We're going to understand where you're at, where you want to get to, and if we can help you get there on that journey faster and safer. And if we can't, fair enough, you leave with your roadmap. And if you can, this is going to be a really powerful session, and you're going to start backing yourself, and we'll start backing you to get those results. What I don't want is a bunch of time wasters that are just looking to have a call. I want people that genuinely want to grow, and even if it's just getting information for free, that's absolutely fine. But ultimately, I want to find a crowd of people where I can support you get from zero to hero, build out that 12-month roadmap, and help you succeed. So let me know in the comments, what strategy is it you want to do, and why is it that strategy you're picking? And I'd love to be able to support you and back you. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell. And if you did get value from this video, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the call.